Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome back to another conversation with your head to heart coach here, Coach Kacy. So, if you're new to my channel, as I just mentioned, I'm Coach Kacy. I help you move from your head to your heart. In today's episode, I want to talk about what does that actually mean? What does that look like? What can you expect when you move from your head to your heart? And what does working with me even look like? So, I want to unravel a lot of these questions because these are very like common questions that I get from people because they're not used to this kind of methodology of support or coaching or looking at the world in this perspective. So let's talk first about the head. Let's talk about what living in the head looks like. And this might be something that's extremely common for you. I know for me, it has been for the majority of my life and for so many of the women that I work with. So living in your head really looks like overthinking, feeling anxious, not being sure about yourself, constantly judging yourself. And it's like this little hamster is just in your brain, constantly running, 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 thinking about things and looking at and thinking about the worst case scenario. And this isn't even something that you consciously are doing. It's not like, oh, I'm going to choose this morning to wake up and feel stressed out about money or stressed out about all the chaos in the world. It just kind of happens because of these programs that we are given by other people, by society, by our parents unconsciously. So living in your head is a lot to do with unconscious programming that you receive unconsciously without knowing, and then you feel like those programs and those patterns and those beliefs are you. And that's a really big challenge because when you associate yourself with those patterns and you think that they are you, then they form your identity. And when they form your identity, there's no there's no transforming it. There's no other way to live. This is just how you are. And I know for me, if you've heard my story, I spent the majority of my life following someone else's narrative for me. And it's not to say that their narrative was like bad or wrong. They just wanted me to do things that they thought I wanted to do or they thought would have me be successful. Whereas when I woke up to my own truth and to my own light, I realized, fuck that. I can't live life on someone else's like experience or someone else's expectations. I need to live life for me. And that can be a really, really scary path to walk because if it's one that has never been walked before by you or anyone in your vicinity, because chances are if you're living in your head and you're living in a paradigm which is constructed around you to hold people inside a box, most people are just living in that box. It's like the Truman Show, right? Like you're living in this reality where it's about you and around you, but it's the same shit every single day and you can't really break free. And when you start asking questions, that's when shit hits the fan. And that is kind of the pivot to living from your heart. So, living a heart centered life is all about making decisions from your authentic truth, making decisions from a place that actually resonate with you. But the hard part, the extremely hard part about living from your heart is that you need to learn about what you actually value first. You need to tune in and tap into your own energy and say, well, who am I? And that is a question that is really, really challenging to answer, especially if you're constantly bombarded with other people's expectations. So, how do you then live from your heart? Well, you start making choices every day that are seemingly insignificant, that maybe don't matter, but or you think don't matter, but they add up to a bigger picture of you making bigger choices because you're flexing that muscle of heart-centered living. So it could be something simple as learning how to stand up for yourself in a moment where maybe otherwise you would have not said anything. So I'll give you a really simple example. Let's say that you're at a coffee shop and someone gives you the wrong coffee. Rather than walking away with it and thinking you're unworthy, because that's the thought that goes on, is like, well, I'm unworthy of them making it again, so it doesn't matter. Although you may not consciously think that, that's what's happening. So rather than doing that, you go back and say, hey, this isn't actually the coffee I ordered. I didn't order regular milk, I ordered oat milk. And then they had the opportunity to respond. And most often people are like, oh, I'm so sorry about that. And then they make it for you again. Because here's the thing, when you declare that you are worthy and you're standing in your truth and you start to make those choices, the world shifts for you. The entire existence around you, your reality vibrates at a totally new level. And so the work that I do, helping people move from their head to their heart, is not easy, okay? Because we're stuck in the mud. So many people are stuck in the mud that they think that their external circumstances are them. And a lot of the things that I use and a lot of the tools and experiences and the ways that I serve people are through my own personal experience. Not just, a certification that teaches me how to do things and then I try to implement. It's real life experience, things that I have gone through my own spiritual journey, through my personal transformation journey, through journeys that I'm like, how the heck am I even going through this? But it's because the universe has an extremely important message for me to serve the world with, that it continues to give me these adversities, these obstacles, these opportunities to tap into my God given gift to help you do that. Move from your head to your heart. And a lot of the things I talk about are not mainstream. They're not common, which is why when I share with people what I do, I kind of have a hard time because I'm like, well, I am a neurotransformational coach, like if you want to say it like in a very like professional way, which means I help people shift limiting beliefs, help them move out of their heads, get clarity, release childhood trauma, all these powerful things that are incredibly important. But at the same time, I am super spiritual. I'm into crystal, tarot cards, oracle cards, readings, understanding that we are a soul having a human experience, and even deeper than that. So it's like collaborating these two worlds that seem that they can't coexist, but they can. And what I've seen in people and in my own life is you can be deeply grounded in this physical 3D, have a powerful job, have a powerful business, and at the same time be extremely spiritual and connected to your soul. You don't have to have one or the other. It's not that success just looks one way and you have to just be successful and rigid and you can't have connection to your soul. Or on the other end that you're super spiritual and you're a hippie and you're living this boho life but you have no money. It's that we can merge these two parallel realities into one. And for every single human on the planet, that mergence, that coming together looks completely different. And so that's why this work is so important and so potent because it's taking your unique gifts, your unique experiences, your unique circumstances, bringing them together into one harmonious experience that is called your human existence, merging right here in the heart center. So I want you to know today, the biggest takeaway from this video is just that living a heart-centered life is not a cookie cutter life. It's not a cookie cutter paradigm. It is a life that is authentically you. It is a life that is led by your soul's truth, while at the same time having your ground on this earth, but energy and resonance and frequency from the universe pulled into this existence for you to live out your best life, for you to be your best self, for you to authentically feel so profoundly powerful in your existence that you're like, who the fuck am I? I didn't even know this was possible, but here I am. So that is my intention for you with this channel, with the work that I do, with the energy and the experiences that my soul is here to bring for you. That is my intention. So, if that aligns, that resonates, keep tuning in, keep listening because there's going to be a lot more deeper insights coming your way. If you enjoyed this, I please request for you to subscribe so we can be YouTube friends. And if you have any questions, comments, share them in the comment section below and so we can get connected and chat. I'm a real human being just like you, and I want to build an authentic relationship with you, and that's why I'm here. All right, my friend, I'm sending you lots of love. Have a powerful day ahead, and remember, you are a powerful being, and you are unfuckwittable. No one can mess with you. All right, you got this.